Today, I am gonna rank for you every single American Express credit card to figure out which ones are actually any good and which ones you could probably just forget about. And if you're new around here, hi, my name is John of John's Finance Tips, and on this channel we talk all things money. Making, saving, investing. In today's money topic, how do we make and save money with the right American Express credit card? And to do so, we gotta rank them all first. In the ranking categories, we are gonna go from S tier all the way down to D. At the D tier level, these cards are kind of like what is the point of their existence again? C tier. These are just credit cards American Express has. I would have absolutely no rush to get them, at least not for another, honestly, 24 months. B tier, middle of the road cards. There's some decent value here, and I would look to add these credit cards to my wallet within the next 12 to 24 months. A tier. These are solid credit cards offering great value, and I would look to get these cards if I don't already have them within the next 90 days. S tier. These are cards you needed yesterday. And at the S tier level, these are credit cards I would not sleep on that I would have added into my wallet yesterday. All right, let's see what we got first. The American Express Delta Gold. This one, B tier. This is what I would actually call a test drive card. And what I mean by that is, more often than not, the offer is a $0 annual fee in the first year, and then the annual fee hits in the second year. What that means is, for the first year, when it's effectively a no annual fee credit card, you test drive it. You figure out, is this a card you want to hang on to, or is this a card you want to get rid of? Are you using all of the benefits as a Delta flyer, or maybe you think you're going to be a Delta flyer? And if you are, sure, hang on to it. If not, you can always get rid of it. Doesn't hurt you, no harm, no foul. And from my end, the reason it's B tier is this is actually presenting reasonable value compared to some of the other Delta cards we'll take a look at. And specifically, the reason I still hang on to this card and I have it is for that 15% discount when you book for award travel through Delta. That saved me a couple times, especially as I'm booking international flights. Everything else though, there's not a whole ton of bells and whistles that really gets me jazzed up about the card, and even hanging on to it for the annual fee every single year, I think it pans out for me to get that 15% award discount. So that would say the next 12 to 24 months, I'd probably look to grab the card. The next card we have on the list is the Marriott Bonvoy Bevy. This card, C tier. There's nothing to write home about with this card. There's really not a whole ton going on. It's got a hefty annual fee without a whole ton of bells and whistles to back it up. At $250, the only redeeming factor I would call about this card is that you get 15 Elite Night credits that count towards your Marriott status. However, if I think about the entire ecosystem of Marriott cards across American Express and Chase, there's just cheaper cards with lower annual fees to get that same 15 Elite Nights. So I'm not rushing to get this card whatsoever. Not to mention, you'll get one free night award certificate after you spend $15,000 on the card, and the free night certificate can only be used for a hotel that's valued at 50,000 points or less. Not a whole ton going on, guys. Really, this isn't a card I would look to get to, not for another 24 months. Next up, we have the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. This card, B tier. This is what I would also call another test drive card, where oftentimes the bonus is gonna be a $0 annual fee in the first year, and then it moves to its normal annual fee in the second year, which would be $95 in this case. What I do like about this card is the 6% cashback on groceries, as well as getting the 3% cashback on gas. However, you're gonna see later on in the video, there's a card that could do very comparable for a much lower annual fee when you keep it beyond year one. However, if you know that you aggressively spend in the grocery segment, then I would have no holdbacks on jumping on this card within the next 12 to 24 months. Next card up is the American Express Gold. This card, S tier. If you don't have it right now, you probably needed it yesterday. This is what I would call my overall food/eating card. And because of the fact that you're gonna get 4x for restaurants globally, up to 50K in a year, and then it goes to 1x. 4x on US supermarkets every single year with up to 25K in spend in that category, and then it goes to 1x. And so right there, you've got food pretty much covered. You also get the 3x on airfare that you book direct or through Amex Travel, and then 1x for everything else. In addition to that, this card has a slew of credits. So there's a $120 dining credit, a $120 Uber credit, and a $100 Resi credit. You add up all those credits, it's about $340 of credits. This card has a $325 annual fee. If we think about the math, you're paying $325 for something, you get $340 of value back. Folks, that's pretty much, you can see it as, I see it as, net positive $15 back into my pocket to hang on to this card. absolute no-brainer as a mid-tier travel card where you've got the transfer partners, you've got the travel protections. And the one thing you want to keep in mind right now is if you do want to grab the card, there's a publicly available offer, which is not that exciting, and that's 60,000 points after you spend $6,000 within the first 6 months. However, there is a more elevated non-public offer, which I'm pretty sure is an all-time high, but this offer goes as high as 100,000 points for the same amount of spend. The only catch is, well, you need to be able to find a working offer link. Thankfully, since you follow me, I actually do have a working affiliate link in the description box down below. So go down there and check if you can pull this offer for as high as 100,000 points. And you do want to keep in mind, because of the language saying as high as, what American Express is basically doing is when you go ahead and submit your preliminary information, they take a look at your profile and determine how many points they want to give you. It's good in the sense that you know this is the best offer you get, but for some of the credit card enthusiasts, it might be annoying because you're not getting that full 100,000 because whatever algorithm American Express determines, that's the most amount of points you can get. But unfortunately, there's really no way around it for us, so I encourage everyone to check, and don't worry, if you don't like the bonus that it provides you, you don't have to jump on it. My recommendation, if it's over 75,000 points, I would jump on this in a heartbeat. The next card we have is the American Express Delta Platinum. This card squarely C tier. There's not much going on in my honest opinion. It's pretty much the same as the gold card, except you pay $350 annual fee and it's not waived in the first year. You get the same discount as the gold, so it's just the same 15% discount when you book for award travel, but yet you're paying more as an annual fee. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing really going on, unless I guess really if you're a Delta flyer and you really value paying cash tickets for Delta, and then it's gonna give you this companion fare where you can book into main economy. But otherwise, I'm not excited about this card. I wouldn't get this card for at least another 24 months if I'm considering other options as well. Next card up, we have the American Express Green. This card is a B tier card. I would say this is probably one of the more slept on American Express charge cards. So for charge cards, you have the green, gold, and platinum. And the reason I think it's a sleeper is because their travel category is actually pretty broad. So it earns 3x for travel as well as transit. But as we can see here, this is what it defines as travel. The reason I bring this up is because the Chase Sapphire Reserve, before it got refreshed this year, had the broadest travel category. Since then, they've removed their travel category and they only give you elevated earnings on flights and hotels, but just no broad travel. And that's a major loss because some cards, for example, Citi, the way Citibank defines travel for their Strata Premier is airline, hotel, and travel agency. Well, what about Ubers, what about Subways, what about PUBG? It's just not in there. And so I see the green card as a sleeper card. If you're gonna be spending on a lot of travel categories and you want membership reward points, this really covers that. The green card can also be a good option if you want to downgrade from the platinum or the gold and you want to keep your membership reward points alive. The next card that we have is the Hilton Surpass. This card is, for me, a C tier card. Now, it is nice that this card is also a test drive card. Remember the other test drive cards we had were in the B category. However, being kind of a mid-tier Hilton card, there's not a whole ton that it offers because after the first year test drive is done, it moves to $150 a year. Now, it does offer $200 worth of total Hilton credits that can be used as $50 per quarter. But if you think about it, like, yeah, it's really nice to feel as if you're getting paid $50 to hang on to this Hilton card, right? Remember the American Express Gold? In effect, we're getting paid $15 to hang on to it. However, it doesn't really give anything else. Like, there's nothing looking at this card that I want to write home about. It doesn't give elevated Hilton status. It doesn't give you any additional credits for anything outside of Hilton. And to be perfectly honest, I'm just not jazzed about earning Hilton points on spend. I'd rather just get the bonus. And so for that, this card, C tier, I wouldn't get this within the next 24 months. And the only reason I would really get this is to just get a sign-up bonus, test drive it for year one, and then move on. The next card we have on the list, the American Express Platinum, their flagship card. And this card is squarely A tier. At the end of the day, for anyone who is interested in travel, especially luxury travel, this is your card. If nothing else, this whole Chase Sapphire refresh with their reserve has just made it very evident. American Express knows what they're doing in the category of luxury travel. When I look at the American Express Platinum, the lounge access it provides, unparalleled, unmatched. The Centurion lounges, Delta lounges, Lufthansa lounges, Escape lounges, Plaza Premium lounges, Priority Pass lounges. I mean, it is just throwing left, right, center, everything there. And then you get the automatic gold with Marriott as well as Hilton. Now, some are gonna argue that's worth nothing in the US. I agree. However, when you're abroad, even gold status in places like Asia, you're going to get recognized and you're likely gonna get some upgrades. And if you're a traveler and you're spending big on travel, 5x on flights booked direct with an airline, we're ripping that all day. I have no qualms about this card. Within the next 90 days, I would 1000% recommend anyone to jump on it. And very similar to American Express Gold, this card also has a public offer that's just giving you, I think it's 80,000 points after you spend $8,000 within the first 6 months. However, there is a more elevated non-public offer that's an all-time high, going as high as 175,000 points for the same amount of spend over the same time period. And if I'm thinking which would I rather, getting the 80K or going as high as 175K, yeah, I'm looking for that. And if you're interested, I actually do have a working affiliate link in the description box down below. Feel free to check that out. Next card on the list, the American Express Blue Cash Every Day. Shockingly, this S-tier card. Absolute sleeper. So with this card, you're gonna get 3% cash back in the following categories: grocery, online retail, and gas. And it's gonna be for up to $6,000 to spend per year in each of those individual categories. So $6,000 in grocery, $6,000 on retail, $6,000 in gas. And once you go over that, the earnings go back to 1% cash back, and for everything else is 1% cash back. Folks, getting 3% cash back on your online shopping, come on now, that's game. In addition, this card also gives you an $84 credit if you subscribe to the Disney bundle, which comes out as $7 a month. You wrap all of this together, no annual fee. I do not understand why more people aren't jumping on it. This is an automatic gas card, online shopping card, no annual fee. You gotta add this in the wallet. You had to have added this yesterday. Don't sleep on it, jump on it. Next card, the American Express Hilton Honors. This, squarely, D tier. What's the point? I don't understand the existence of this card. It's like a credit card for the sake of a credit card. And specifically, it's a Hilton card for the sake of a Hilton card. It's like, oh, you know, everyone has no annual fee, a mid-tier, a top tier. So American Express and Hilton's like, sure, here it is. I wouldn't get it. You probably shouldn't get it either. Next card is the American Express Bonvoy Brilliant. This card squarely, B tier. I actually had this card way back in the day when it was called the SPG Luxury card. I know, remember those days? Nowadays, it's the Bonvoy Brilliant since the merger. This, I really love for anyone who's playing status chasing with Marriott. Specifically, it gives you 25 elite nights every single year that gets you closer to qualifying for Platinum. Now, technically, the card just automatically gives you Platinum for having the card, but listen, you take this card, 25 elite nights. You pair this with the Marriott business card from American Express, that's another 15 elite nights. Boom. Additively, that's 40 elite nights you have in your pocket. You figure out how you're gonna spend 10 nights at Marriott in a year. You get platinum status. You do this over 10 years, lifetime platinum. And that's exactly what I'm chasing. I am 1 year away from being lifetime platinum with Marriott, which I'm gonna tell you, in the US, it means nothing. When you're abroad, it actually means something. You're treated special. In addition to that, this card gives you a free night certificate valued at up to 85,000 points, which is pretty solid value. And you can also spend up to 15,000 points to top it up, if that makes any sense. So if there's a free night that's worth 100,000 points, you can use your 85K free night certificate and you just pay 15K more to be able to get that. So in sum, I would definitely say with this card, if you're interested in the Marriott status hunt or you stay at Marriott's, get it within the next 12 to 24 months. Next card, the American Express Hilton Aspire. This right here, A-tier card. This is probably my favorite card strategy / two-person hack to be able to go to the Maldives for free. So here's how it works. With the Hilton Aspire, right now, the sign-up bonuses are typically pretty elevated. I think right now it's anywhere 150 or 175,000 points. Cool. In addition, with this card, you get a free night certificate. But unlike the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant, where it's only valued up to an 85K a night stay, this is anywhere that a standard room is available. Ah, look at this. The Conrad in the Maldives has standard rooms available for 140,000 points a night. And so with this card, you can do your free night certificate plus a sign-up bonus. That's 2 nights. However, let's say you've got a significant other and they're also interested in the Maldives. Well, if they get the card, they get the sign-up bonus, they get a free night certificate, and now you line it up, you basically have 4 nights covered in one of these over-water villas in the Maldives, and instead of paying over $1,000 or $2,000 a night, you're just using the credit card points and the free night certificate that you earned. Absolute A tier. This is actually something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, but unfortunately, your boy is in American Express pop-up jail, and so I haven't been able to, but you bet, the minute I get out of Amex pop-up jail, I'm jumping on this offer, I'm referring Viv, and we're going to do this. It's such an easy 1, 2, buckle my shoe, you're in the Maldives for free using 2 credit cards. So if you're interested in a luxury vacation or just in general staying at Hilton's for free, I would get this card within the next 90 days. Next card is the American Express Delta Blue. This card squarely is D tier. Again, what is the point? to just have an American Express from Delta for the sake of having an American Express from Delta that adds next to no tangible value? Yeah, not interested. Next, avoid. In the final American Express card we're gonna take a look at, the American Express Delta Reserve card. This card squarely for me, C-tier card. And I know there's gonna be some people upset. The thing is, with the American Express Delta Reserve card, you get access into Delta Sky Clubs, but it's not unlimited access. It's 15 free visits. Compare that to American Express Platinum, that gets you 10 visits. Sure, it's 5 visits less. However, with the Platinum, you get other lounge benefits. Also, you get these transferable point currencies. With Delta, you're just earning Delta Sky miles. You're only getting into the Delta lounges. And with the Delta Reserve, you're still only getting the same discount that the Delta Gold card gets you when you search for award flights, which is 15%. Like folks, come on, this is like a $650 a year card, and yet it's getting the same award discount as the card that first has a $0 annual fee and then moves on to have a $150 annual fee. I don't understand, like, how is it computing? Overall, I look at all the features and benefits on the card list here, and it just doesn't particularly stand out to me unless you absolutely love flying Delta. Then sure, you're gonna extract it. And if you're someone who is spending cash paying for first class tickets and you want that companion pass, then this is a little bit more valuable. And so for someone like that, I would move this from a C tier card to a B tier card. However, for most other people, this is probably just a sign-up bonus play, maybe an MQD play. But again, the MQD play would mostly be for Delta flyers. And so if it's just a sign-up bonus play, it's a C tier card. Cool folks, and this is the video, a definitive ranking of all American Express credit cards to find out which ones are actually good and which ones are just kind of meh. Let me know, comments, questions down below. And if you're interested to get any of the elevated offers for the cards we discussed or offers in general, you can feel free to go in the description box. I have them linked down there, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.